Hey everybody, it's your boy, Dude John here. Thank you so much for watching this video, much appreciated. If you like the content, please hit that sub button. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell to let you know when I post another video for you guys. Hit that like button. And if you want to, drop a comment and say hi. I also live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on turbo.live/DudeJohn, 9 p.m. Central Time. Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoy making them. Let's get into this video, shall we? Hey, everybody. This is 10 worst babysitters in the world, put together by Hyperloop. Normally, the only Hyperloop videos I've been watching are funny ones, so I don't think that's just funny just by the name of the title. Let's see these worst babysitters.
There are good babysitters, but we cannot ignore the fact that there are some really awful babysitters, where there have been different cases where babysitters did really unimaginable things to the babies they were supposed to be babysitting. Today, we bring you the top 10 worst babysitters in the world, and these people have succeeded in making babysitting seem like a terrible experience. Number 10. Javiel Thomas. Let's kick off with this babysitter. Javiel Thomas was asked to look after a 4-month-old infant. Javiel was feeling bored, so she decided to have a little fun with the baby. She took the baby to her ex-boyfriend's place, claiming the baby was his. Even though she had recently had a late miscarriage, which was part of the reason for their breakup, Javiel told her boyfriend that she decided to keep the pregnancy from him. They were about to introduce the baby to the boyfriend's family when the party was called off by police, who showed up and arrested Javiel. Although she took good care of the baby, going on a joyride with a baby that's not hers earned her a spot on this list. Number 9. Lee Dietrich. Now, this is a really nasty babysitter. Lee Dietrich was left with an infant to take care of. Instead of doing his job, which simply involves feeding, petting to sleep, and changing of diapers when wet, Dietrich decided to go a little more overboard. He got the baby a tattoo on her tiny buttock with the letter A. In court, Dietrich said nobody couldn't prove that the infant's mother didn't give him the go-ahead. He was charged with child endangerment. What the letter A means, nobody really knows. Maybe the baby pissed him off and boom, he tagged him asshole. Or he was simply getting the baby prepared for the real world by teaching him the letter A.
Oh my god.
Number 8. Kate Hartwig. Heather West, the mother of a 10-month-old baby, was left dumbfounded when she found her baby unconscious and foaming in the mouth. Turns out that earlier, when she left the baby with her family friend Kate Hartwig, a whole lot happened. Kate was doing drugs and had swung and shaken the 10-month-old Quinn too much before throwing the baby to the ground unconsciously. Doctors say that the baby might have suffered minor brain damage and was placed on watch for 2 years. Kate is now facing charges of child abuse and drug possession. Number 7. Agnes Wong. In 2007, Agnes Wong was hired to look after 16-month-old Hugo Wang for a while. On January 25th, Hugo was taken to a children's hospital in Manchester after incurring serious head traumas due to being swung around by his ankles.
Oh my god.
Wong had been abusing Hugo for weeks, and that led to Hugo sustaining bruises. Furthermore, there were burn marks and other marks to show that he had been beaten. Wong claimed that she only disciplined the child when he was being naughty and that he got the marks from playing rough with the hairdryer. Hugo died on January 26th, and Wong was charged with his murder a few days later.
Good.
She was sentenced to serve a 5-year jail term. However, there was a lot of controversy surrounding her case, and thus she served only 2 years after, in which she was paid $7,000 to return back to Malaysia. Number 6. William Howard Lale. On a chilly Saturday night, William Howard Lale's girlfriend left their 2 children with him to babysit. Earlier, a neighbor was reported to have seen him run out of the house with one of the babies named Jaden and almost immediately ran back into the house to pick Jaden's sister Kylie, and then rushed off to drop her to a neighbor. When paramedics arrived, it was too late to save Jaden, however, Kylie was alive. The neighbor that was watching Kylie noticed that she had fresh wounds on her head and also some spots on her body, suggesting that the abuse had been going on for a while. William was sentenced on a 2-count charge of murder and abuse. The abuse was supposed to get him to serve some jail time, but Jaden's death bagged him a lifetime. Number 5. Tiffany Van Alstyne. 19-year-old Alstyne was babysitting her cousin, Kenneth White, and according to her, masked intruders came into their home and grabbed White. The next morning, the 5-year-old's body was found around his home. When White was checked out, evidence of strangulation, forced trauma, and a heavy dent was found on his head. The police conducted their investigation and found out that the story of the masked intruders was not true, but since they couldn't really knit together what happened, Alstyne was charged with only second-degree murder.
Oh my God,
Number
really?
4. Frederick Mitchell. In March 2013, 21-year-old Frederick Mitchell from St. Sonati was babysitting 6-year-old Elliot Magaditcher, the son of Mitchell's housemate. At some point during the day, Mitchell threw the baby off into the wall for reasons that are unknown. He was then rushed to the hospital, where he died a few days later. Mitchell's mother, Angela, claimed he usually suffered from blackouts as a result of stress.
That's no
She
excuse.
firmly believed that the tragedy was simply an accident.
Bullshit.
Mitchell was initially charged with felonious assault and had his bail set at $1 million. But
Assault
after
should
the
be
court had
murder.
ruled that Elliot's death was a homicide, the count was increased to felonious assault and a 2-count charge for murder.
Good.
As part of an agreement with prosecutors, Mitchell was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Number
Life
3.
in prison.
Nicole Candelaria. Being a babysitter means you are in charge of what the baby eats. Nicole Candelaria decided to make use of this power in the most awkward way. Nicole was with her boyfriend and his kids when one of the kids, which was 3 years old, mistakenly pooped in the bath. The normal thing to do was to sieve the sediments out of the clear tube hole, which is what Nicole did. But she added an extra topping to it by forcing the kid to eat the poo. When the kids were returned to their mother, she noticed that they had bruises, and that was when the 3-year-old narrated her ordeal with her stepmom. Nicole initially denied the action, saying the baby was lying, but later confessed and was charged with child abuse. Number 2. Yoselin Ortega. This 50-year-old woman was hired by Marina Kremlin to take care of her 2 children while Marina took one of her kids to a swimming lesson. But when she returned, she found that her 2 children had been stabbed in a bathtub, and Yoselin tried to do the same thing to herself by stabbing her own throat. When Marina called the ambulance to rescue her children, the ambulance arrived and surprisingly saved Yoselin, but couldn't save the kids. She was sentenced to life imprisonment as a result. Number 1. David McCreevy. David McCreevy, now nicknamed the Monster of Westchester, was a young man staying with his family in Westchester, England in 19...
I don't care what paramedic or EMTs or whatever. You have a choice between a kid and an adult to save. You choose the kid first. Or you make sure they're not savable before you go to the adult.
'73. One day in April, he was asked to take care of the family's 3 young children, but instead, he gruesomely murdered them before carting their bodies outside to the garden railing where they were impaled and put on display. He got arrested that same day and was sentenced to life imprisonment. In 2009, in a controversial court ruling, he was granted anonymity when his lawyers argued that it was his right to have his identity kept a secret. McCreevy had already been assaulted by other prisoners twice, and his lawyer argued that releasing his identity will result in further attacks. The anonymity was lifted recently, although McCreevy might be allowed to change his name in the future. He has unsuccessfully applied for parole 9 times so far and is set to probably do it again. Thanks for watching. Be sure
If you guys are new here, you don't know. If you guys are not new here, you already know. I'm a father. I'm a proud father. Seeing this stuff, it makes my blood boil. Completely boil. Every single one of these people should thankfully been charged, but Every single one of them, she got life without parole. No, no, no. Correction. Every single one of them should get death penalties. I can't imagine what I would do if something happened to Hunter like that. The common sense of me, side of me, parts where it hasn't happened, so I can think straight right now, would say get his ass, his or her ass in jail, locked up, throw away the key. I'm pretty sure the father side of me, the father anger side of me, if that were to happen, I'm pretty sure I would want to hurt the person that did it. Oh God, I don't know. I feel so sorry for all the victims. I feel so sorry for the parents and the families and all I can say, be careful who watches your kids. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for watching this video. Much appreciated. I will see you guys in the next video, and as always, you are loved.